welcome to episode 29 of my Ultimate Feed the Beast 1.5.2 beta. I've just been outside killing a couple of cows, mushrooms. They seem to be getting quite a few. I thought it just spawned a load, but I went over here and I killed a few, and then some appeared right next to me, so I thought, I know what he's been doing. He's been doing one of Vex's tricks, so I moved a bit of mud away, and we seem to have a possibly extreme amount of mushroom spawners in the ground. The son of a bitch. I'm pretty sure there's some inside the wall as well, because they keep spawning over here as well. So, yeah, mushroom invasion. Oh well, back in a bit when I tidy this up. We're now a mushroom free zone. There was about 16 spawners under this hill, the bastard. That was Fowler's doing. I'm going to start by doing a little servitor as requested by Dexter. So for that really I need to go back to spawn. So I'll just jump down here. And there ain't much to see. The other guys haven't really been playing much with it being a beta pack. They're kind of waiting for a proper ultimate pack to come again when they're going to get when they're going to be a bit more active, I think, but well, I know that's what Fowler's take on it is. So the spawn point for the server is just over here somewhere. What's that red line? Okay, spawn point's here where this turret's been left. Sentry turret. Okay, strange. So yeah, there's a spawn point, and so basically when we started off, the first time I've seen one of these trees, which I apologise for the fact that it's covered in big penises. That was Fowler's doing, as well as the mushrooms. So there's my first base, the treehouse. Treehouse is pretty cool. They do put there's a lot of shadow because of the foliage, so you've got to light up the outside really well, or you get you get constant mob attacks, which you may notice from the first 10-15 or so episodes. I had a lot of mobs outside of there. This is just Fowler messing around. He made this little pink castle for Kel. I can't remember what he called it, but fucking sentry turret. And then I ain't got much charge in my jetpack, so I'm going to run out of jetpack for very soon. And then if you come over here, first of all, Jim set up a little, probably the worst house I've ever seen in Minecraft. He had a little stone hut, a little cobble hut on here, and this is where he started playing with turtles. If you come down here, you'll see that he created a horrific mess of the world with turtles. It's pretty cool, the devastation that turtles can wreak. Yeah, that was Jim messing around with turtles, making a death trap that you easily fall to your death in without a jetpack. And then he made this little castle over here. So this was Jim's base, and he hadn't actually been on for about a week or so. So I think he's got bored of testing new stuff, and he's waiting for a thingy version. This is like a little turtle tree farm he made. This is pretty cool as well. Obsidian pipe there. And the turtle goes and chops the tree down and stuff. What's it got in there? Saplings. I guess that makes charcoal for the turtle to run off. Cool. Hankley Dan. He's a really good coder with Jim. I think he's just took these from Pastebin, but he is actually a really good coder as well, I am told. And then he started doing a bit of Thaumcraft stuff there, as you can see. And then this was Tom's base over here, which you'll see when I get into, if I put the chunk grid on, you'll see when I get into, there we go, look at the 1 FPS. So we've got a chunk error, and it's in this line that runs north-south. So let's get with that chunk. So that line of chunks that goes right on there, we've got that chunk error that just drops your FPS right down to 1. Not sure what it is, but that's where Tom's base was, and after it forced him to move, he thought, fuck it, so he nuked it. Again, that's pretty much... Right, my jetpack's run out. That's pretty much all there is over here. There is a real nice cavern over here, ravine, should I say, that I planned to do a mining episode in, but never got around to it. I'll just show you it really quick, and then I'll cut the camera, I'll go charge my jetpack, and I'll show you Tom's new house. There's little little cobble houses scattered around. Don't know what this is. This is maybe Tom setting up after he moved from there, but Tom's house is about 1,000 metres that way, I believe. Let's have a look at the map. Village, Tom's house, tree house, stronghold. There we go. Tom's house is 600 metres from here. Stronghold, about 800 metres that way. Treehouse, 300 metres that way. And my village is 660 that way. So it's about 1,000 metres between my treehouse and my village. This little ravine over here was quite cool. I like the look of it. So yeah, someone asked me to do a mining episode at the start, and I think I did a Hollow Hill episode as a mining episode. I should do that again though. I quite enjoyed doing that. It's a little extra episode. So I set up a little base here. There's a spider spawner there. That's the spawner that I took using the wand of dislocation. And then there's this real cool... The well's not loading very well. I apologise for that. This real cool cave system that I did some manual mining in when I first was getting some materials before quarrying and stuff, which is also pretty cool. But yeah, this I died here at one point. I had to add in there and blocked myself in. There's about 8 skeletons all shooting me. I think I died around here somewhere. Hello there. There's lots of skeletons around here. And there's a spawn around here somewhere as well. I think, is it? If I remember right, it might be up here somewhere. My memory sickens me sometimes. I think. Keep going around here. Yeah, there it is. We've got a zombie spawner there. Right, I'll break the camera. I'll be back and I'll show you Tom's house, and then we'll fly to my village from there. Just before I go charge my jetpack, just check out how cheaty this is. Of course, my pickaxe there is really well modified, fortune 3 and luck and all that. Now, if I only spawn these millennium blocks in, which I'm going to destroy once I take it down, but one block of millennium obviously takes 9. It'd take 9 ingots. But if I break it with a pick, I've got 18 back there. Look, this works. I accidentally did this with an iron block as well. I think I got 37 ingots back from an iron block, which is pretty ridiculous. There, look at that. I've got nearly 2 stacks. Was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. I've got nearly a stack and a half of millennium from 7 blocks there. So I will put them in the trash. And then trash. You can go in the trash as well, and you can. And you can. Screw it. Ah, sod it. I'll keep them. Right, back in a bit. So to carry on with a quick tour then, this is the nether. This is the second nether portal. This is the one that actually made in the nether. And this was to get to the large hollow hill. If you remember, I made a map. And I'll go show you that map in a bit actually. We'll jump into the Twilight Forest in a bit. But that goes to my treehouse, that goes to my NPC village. This was of course before we had Mistcraft, so that the quickest way of getting around was going to be using nether portals. And I'd planned to put a train line in here, but then we've got Mistcraft added to the pack, so that kind of got thrown by the wayside. There's my little makeshift blaze farm here, where I kill blazes to get the soul shard filled up. And well, actually we didn't end up doing that, did we? We used the safari net to capture a blaze. That's the easiest way of doing that. And then over here, past this skeleton that I need to sort out. This is going to hurt me in here because it's got my angry bees in it. So there's my little lava pumping station, and I've got demonic bees in there that are hurting me. So they're just there out of the way. Alright, get out of the way of that. And then yeah, because we didn't have Mistcraft, I was going to do a little train track between that nether portal and do the one. So here's a little path. Let's just run down this real quick. And from there we can go to Tom's house. So, of course, if you travel in the nether, every 8 blocks you move in the nether, no, every 1 block you move in the nether, it's the equivalent of moving 8 blocks in the overworld. So, if you don't have Mistcraft, it is a good way of getting, travelling a long distance. You just got to make sure that you know what your target location is on the overworld, and then just build a nether portal in the right place for it. Oh, someone's gone this way. This is new. This is new and interesting. Someone's been out mining. Ooh, where does this go? Cool. It's a little fun path to nowhere. Not sure who's done that. I'm guessing that's Tom's doing. Nice one. Right, let's quickly get back into the overworld then. I do like the nether with nature added. It adds a lot of stuff to it. Them spiders are horrible, but horrible and cool at the same time. Then there's Jim's nether pump, which he set up before mine. So I set mine up separate so that we won't each using our own lava source. So this is our first spawner. Just made it look a bit tidy. Tom's made it look nice and tidy. And then book to my house, and then a book to Tom's house. So we'll see what Tom's been up to. Got this little house here that, again, Fowler's been around with his millennium blocks. And I think, yeah, look, this is kind of similar to what he did with his other base. He's spread out under the lake. And I'm not sure he's got much done yet, because he hasn't been on that much, because he's been very busy. A thing called real life that I don't have. That's a little sign I left from there, a little jungle temple that I didn't wreck. And what's Tom up to then? Family expansion, nice startup, nice beginner setup. Steel production. Been doing a bit of Thaumcraft by the look of it. And he's got a Tinker's Contract smeltery on the go. Nice. So there, from here, Stronghold's pretty close. I've got a... Oh, look at that. That tree's been slightly damaged, hasn't it? I think that might have been Fowley again, playing with fire. Set fire to the tree, see what would happen. The stronghold's just over there somewhere. I nearly moved over here before I built the village. I started to quarry this area out. I was going to build my base here. Then I thought, oh no, there's an NPC village over that way. I'll go over there instead. So I did that. So I'll be back when we're closer to that, because it's like 1,000 metres away. Over a sea, and then a plains biome, and then a bit of a jungle biome. We get to my base, which is set up in little plains biome there. Real little bit of plains biome here. Look, we've got... It is plains, isn't it? It is. Kind of plains biome slicing through there. Got a taiga there, and jungle there. And this is a woodland over here, I think. Is it a woodland, or is it still plains? Forest. Forest over here. So I've got a really nice little corner between loads of different biomes here, which I quite liked. I could easily get some cold bees just in this area here if I wanted to. I was going to start building into the ravine here, but I actually wanted to be out. I didn't want to be in that taiga biome. I wanted to be in the plains biome. But there's my little village. Just been messing around with. I've changed a couple of houses to brick since you last saw it, I think. I think I'm on next. Once we get a real set, once we get an ultimate server up, a recommended build and all that stuff, and it's stable, we know we'll have to redo it. I still want to build my 40k Titan. That's going to be about 250 blocks high, about 3 chunks wide. At the base, probably wider with the guns and stuff. But I also want to actually build a proper city with pavements and roads and all stuff like that. But yeah, there we go. A little quick server tour. Yeah, that's pretty much all we've done on the server. Obviously, I've been on a lot more than the other guys. And right, let's get on now then with some applied energy sticks. We made the system yesterday, but I've not done anything with it. Now let's stick them into the system there. Oh, I made this guy. I was going to the first patterns I was going to put in the Mac were going to be power suit stuff, but it turns out I need them bits of machinery that are at the Trio still, the ones that the Omni wrench doesn't work on, so I'm waiting for version 0.7, so I don't have to make just out of principle, so I don't have to make a Greg Tech's wrench. Hopefully the Omni wrench will work on them again. But I did make the armour, and it looks pretty awesome. I want to touch on it real quick. I made this with the stuff I had left over from making the Power Fist. So if you remember the Power Fist, in fact, I should look at the recipe of the Power Fist and then I can show you what I had to make for that. Power Fist there, so I needed some machine parts, data storage circuit, so I ended up with 4 of them and 4 of them. So what that gave me was enough of them left for 2 there and 1 of them, and then the chest takes 1 of each. So I had enough for them, and I think I've got 1 data storage circuit left, but no machine parts left. And of course machine parts and data storage circuits are both made in assembling machine, which I've got at the other base, but it's not powered up, and I can't pick it up with the Omni wrench, so I can't do any more with that at the minute. But my plan was to add all this kind of all the things needed for this into the Mac as the first things. Mod. So I was going to make some of this stuff. I do need to get some chrome ingots on the go, which means very soon I need. I've already got one, haven't I? Is it electrolyzer? I think I've got an electrolyzer. I think that's what I need for chrome. Electrolyzer. Yeah, I've got electrolyzer, so I need to get that here as well. So once they're here, I'll start making modular power suit stuff. Now, something real cool with this is if you put these guys on, and I'll just go to that view with me a sec. If you press L when you're wearing these, you can click on them, and there's all sorts of things you can add from colours and crazy stuff. And I mean, most of this is turned off, but there we go. Look at that. If I put them on, the textures on these look a bit weird. I'll just put them 4 on there. Look, now I've got like crazy shoulder pads and stuff, and the jetpack just goes crazy. Let's look at the jetpack stuff. There we go. So I've got a nice big jetpack on my back as well there. Pretty awesome. You can set all the colours for that. Every single thing, every colour on there can be set individually. Kind of crazy. Why does my health bar look like that? My health bar looks all dark and weird. It must be when you're in a different view. Never noticed that before. So yeah, that's the L button. Turn that stuff back off just because it's a bit mind-blowing. What else did I turn on there? Protection, wasn't it? So I'm not sure what the third one is there. I can't tell the difference between the second and third. But obviously I've got 2 colours there. To add a colour, you just click the button there, and then you can change the colour here. So you can add a third colour, really easy. And you can turn that round so you can see the front and the back. So I think that's the front there. That's the back. Where's that jetpack gone then? No, not seeing it. There's the lights of the jetpack, okay. There's the actual jetpack itself. Crazy stuff, crazy stuff. Let's leave that off, and then you can hit the little minus there to get rid of a colour. Pretty cool, and that stuff looks pretty badass. I'm sure you'll agree. I can't make the helmet yet, and I can't make the boots, and I can't make the other stuff. So leave that on there for now, looking good. Right, let's make some stuff. Let's make some stuff. Right, what I'm going to need out of here is these guys, blank patterns, and So I've got 6 pages of this to go at, so I'm going to probably, everything I ever make from now on is probably going to get a pattern. Pretty much, that's pretty much the way it's going to be, I think. And what's the first thing that I need to make? First thing, I suppose, glass. Sand into glass. So a pattern encoder there. Now, I'm starting with a weird one here. I should probably not do that. Let's start with something normal. Normal, right. Let's start with copper cable. That'll do. So I want some rubber. And I want some copper. So, one of each item. And you can place the shadow of them into there. I've clicked tool, I didn't want to do that. So there you go, that makes you a copper cable. So all you do, bang a blank pattern in there, encode that. We've now got a copper cable encoded. Stick that in there. Oh cool, and that used to, you have to press shift to show that, but now you don't have to, looks like you don't have to press shift, it just stays showing when it's in there as the pattern what it is. So now if we look in here, things will have changed a bit. We've now got, because we've got them in there, we're not showing as a craft recipe. If we take all them out, you see that there, it says craft now. So that's all we need to do to craft any more of them is click on that, tell it how many we want, and as long as we've got the materials, it'll let us make them. So there's something else we actually need, and it's called a crafting monitor. And if I can find it, store a crafting monitor. Basic processor, ME cable, some glass and some usual. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, and then gold thing. Processor. Have I got any? Yep, I have. Cool. And ME cable will be in my bag. So let's make one of them real quick. Now these guys, these are pretty important. Whenever you're crafting something, and if it stops because you're missing something, for example, one of these guys will tell you what it is you're missing. So where am I going to put that? For now, I'm going to stick that. Why is all my stuff off my bar, for God's sake? I'll stick that there. Cool. So now, crafting monitor, it tells you what you're currently crafting, and it shows you what things you're missing. So, let's make something that I can't actually make. What goes into that? Oh, clear. Cool. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay, let's. What shall I do? I shall. I can make them though. No. ME cable. I'll do. Shift. No. If I had the items on me to make that, if I shift right clicked it, it'd fill the thing up there, but because I ain't got the materials, it won't do that. Strange, it's not showing there. Have I got any fluics? I've got one piece, look. Wonderful. So this is going to work perfect because it actually ain't got what I need. So you can see there you can get a pattern in, so you can see what you need to cover. And I believe if you've got the materials on you, a shift click would have done that as well. So I've not got materials for all 3. Let's see if that works with shift click. No, I guess if I had 3 of them, it'd maybe fill that. But apparently, if you shift click with, oh, is it? I'm doing the wrong click. No, it's only shift left click that'll work, and that doesn't do anything. Okay, let's just do it manually then. Screw it. So there we go. That makes ME cable. We'll encode that. We'll add that to the Mac. So now, if I try to craft some of that, so if we look at craft only, you can see there's the 2 things that are in there. Let's try and craft one of them. And it's not going to craft it because there's no fluix dust in there. And we haven't taught it how to make fluix dust. We can, of course, expand it so it can make fluix dust. And the recipe for that, of course, is once we've got that pattern in there, as long as there's these bits, it'd make that to make the fluix dust to make the cable. So it will backtrack all the crafting. And of course, it will also, if we've only got nether quartz, we ain't got dust, and we've set it up so it'll pulverise dust as it needs it, then it'll do that as well. So it'll backtrack everything. But as we can see in the crafting monitor there, you'll see it's currently trying to craft 1ME cable, and it's missing Fluix dust. So there we go, and then we can cancel that, I believe, by left click in there, shift left click in there, shift left click. So that's cancelled the crafting job. That says at the bottom there, look, to cancel a job, left, shift and click. So I've cancelled that job, so it's not going to keep trying to make that now. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now that's basic crafting stuff. Now the other thing you can do is, if I wanted to make it so it can make, I can make sand, I can make glass on demand from sand. We put a bit of sand in there. Obviously sand does not craft into glass. But if we overwrite that by putting what we want it to be, so sand, we're saying sand can make glass, and we can encode that. Now if we put that in here, it should be red. Yeah, look, that won't work in there because that's not a valid crafting pattern. But what we can do, and what I've set up for, which we can expand into, is in a powered furnace, sand will become glass. We've got an ME interface here. ME interface, the bit along the bottom here, processing. That pattern we've just made can happily go in there. And now, oh shit, let's get me sword on me bar first here. Where you gone? Ah, screw you. You noisy arsehole. God damn it. Don't know why I came all the way up here. I could have just gone into any one of them. That's what I freaking put them there for. So now, in the crafting thing, so I've got these things. It'd be nice if you could set these up individually. But whatever you set there, any terminal that you have in your entire base will all show the same. So if you set that to craftable, we'll now see that glass is craftable there. So if we asked it to make 64 glass, what that's done. Oh, he died. Look. What that's done is it's told this furnace to cook some sand for us. So look in there, we've got sand in there, and we can go back and look at the crafting monitor. And the crafting monitor is saying 58, 57, so that's showing us their crafting. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to brick camera again. I'm going to add a load of recipes to this stuff, and then show you what's what. I got the coat to about 2,800 yesterday by having with the skeleton spawner on. So it's lost about 1,000 overnight. It's about right. We should have loads of coal coke though. Cool. Yeah, look at that. We've got like 5,500 coal coke, so that's all good. Right, back in a bit. So here we are again, and I've been thinking about the coal that I was just talking about a minute ago before I stopped recording, and I'm going to change that around in a bit. Because I had all that coal producing yesterday, I ended up with a lot of mob essence, and I put it in this tank for now because the tank obviously not got creosote anymore. Creosote is going straight up to the EU stuff, so I've got all this essence to use. So I have been using that nice and steadily. I just keep putting a book in there every time I remember, and I've just got a sharpness 5 book, which is a sharpness 4 book, which is pretty awesome. Now I can combine that in an anvil with my sharpness 4 sword there. I need 16 levels, I've only got 12. So I just tried something else that I've not done before, which is pretty funny. I need 4 levels, so 1, 2. Getting some buckets of mob essence here, and I just made a little hole down here, look. And I've got my straw. If you remember straw, you just make some plastic sheets, and I can drink some mob essence. It'll give me a level, just about, well, not quite a level, but I can quickly get a bit of XP, like so. Quite funny. So I'm just going to get this XP, oops, and well, I'll do that in a bit. I'll enchant that, so my sword will be a sharpness 5. You can't get sharpness 5 from a base enchant, it's got to be from a book. So that's the only way you can get that. But I say, good to know, I think. Good to know, right. I won't bother messing around with that anymore, just put that stuff back. So yeah, I was looking at the coal before I stopped. I've been making a lot of patterns, I'm going to show you them in a minute. But before we get to that, I've got something else I want to do. And that's tidy, that wants to be there. That can all stay there, right. So at the minute, every bit of code that comes into my network is getting changed into cold coke, and I don't really need that. So I'm going to do something that I've not used before from Applied Logistics, and it's this guy. It's called a dark cable. Now your dark cable is made with a lever and some redstone bits of cable, really nice and straightforward. And what that does, this will only activate with a redstone signal. So what I've done is, these core couplings were connected there and there, but I've disconnected them. And I put the dark cable there, so that's going to connect. But of course there's no redstone signal on there. But if I marry that up with a level emitter, see the redstone signal, change the colour of that to make it inactive. So when that's turned on, that's active. When that's turned off, it's inactive. Dark cable, wonderful. So what I can do there is I can put coal coke in there, set that to 1024, and have it to emit when levels are below limit. So this is a different way of using level emitter. So whenever there's less than 1024 coal coke in my AME network, that'll turn on, and that will connect these coal ovens back up again. Awesome stuff. Awesome. I seem to do a little bit of wiring rework because this wiring comes from there, but it also connects to this setup that I want it still connected to. So I'm going to do a little bit of wiring work off camera just to sort that back out. But once that's sorted, I'll have it so that my coke ovens. Now I can even, I've got it so I set that to 1024. I could set it down to like, so it's just in time for this. So in fact I probably will, because the only thing I'm ever going to use coal coke for is that. So whenever there's less, I need at least 64 in, don't I? Whenever there's less than 64 coal coke in my ME network, then the coke ovens will turn on. As you know, they do actually produce just enough to run this. They produce 180 an hour. This takes 179 an hour. So it will be on most of the time. But what it's going to do, it's going to get rid of all this backlog of. It's going to get rid of. Where is all my coal coke? Going to get rid of that 5,700 because I don't need all that. And then it's actually only going to take coal as and when it needs it. Wonderful. So what I've been doing, I've been adding loads of patterns to. Let's go up the levitators. Been adding loads of patterns to the Mac here. Now I've kind of split these up by pages. So my first page so far I've only put vanilla stuff on. So I can need them to make buses and stuff, don't I? So I need that to make a level emitter, and a couple of bricks in there, and of course melons into melon seeds. So that's vanilla stuff's going to be on that page. Next page there, I've done all the applied logistics stuff I think I need. So I need to be able to make a cutting knife because you need a cutting knife to make these guys, and then I've got a pattern set so I can actually make the cooked ones of them in using an interface. I'll show you that in a bit though. And then of course I need to be able to make fluix dust. There's your basic cables, matrix, interface, all the buses, and I've added the fuzzy buses and stuff as well. And then the 4 sizes of storage, and with a 1K and a 64K, because that's the only tool I'll be using. I won't be making 4s or 16s anymore. 1K because that's what I'll be putting in these for a single item, and of course 16Ks for my actual storage in here. And I have actually upgraded my gems and my ingots to 64Ks because I was having to make them to put the things in here to fill them up. So that's that. And then compressed sawdust, I'm going to class that as thermal expansion, so I'm going to put all thermal expansion stuff down here I think, because that obviously comes from the sawmill. I ain't done any thermal expansion stuff yet, but I'll be doing that in a minute. IC2 stuff there, just the start of that, and MFR stuff on the bottom half of this one, and then that's all. So I'm kind of splitting them into 2 halves each one. So that's all the stuff that's in the Mac. So if we're looking here, there's a lot of stuff we can craft now. So there's all that stuff craftable up to now. Now, of course, not everything has to go in there. A lot of stuff has to go into my interfaces, and we can see that down here. Now, I'm not sure. While I'm down here, I'm not sure if this is working as well as it could. I have come a couple of times and found some ores in the overflow chest. Remember, I've got that ME chest. Let's just go back up there a sec. I'm trying to fly and roll up at the same time. This overflow chest is my only unformatted cell, of course. Everything else is formatted. So when I logged on earlier, there was a load of iron or dust in here and a load of lead ore. So something's got backed up there. So I may have to change them storage buses on there to actual export buses so that it works a bit better. So, but I have got. I mean, there should be no trouble because there's 8 powered furnaces there, but it's still backed up. Anyway, that's that. I'll get back to that. A couple of things I've set up in these interfaces. That's what these little setup about here. That guy just makes stone, and he'll only make it when there's less than 8,128 stone in the network. I've just left that. There's no reason for that to be there. It doesn't actually use any lava. But I just left that there because it kind of looks alright. I should screw it. I'll take that with me. Don't need that there at all. So that makes stone on demand. This guy here, so far, it'll make sand from cobblestone, coal dust from coal, and nether quartz dust from nether quartz. And then the powered furnace one here, glass from sand, refined iron from normal iron, silicon from quartz dust, cooks them guys from the basic ones, can make raw plastic from rubber, and it can make bricks from clay. So these are all on-demand crafting items now, so I'll only craft them when I need them. And then of course I've got the induction smelter there, which will be set up to make bronze, invar, stuff like that. Bronze is a bit of a pain in the ass. I complained about this the other week. If you use bronze with ingots, you only get 1 from 4 ingots, which is a ball ache because Greg. If you actually turn it into dusts, you get 2. But of course, if you turn it into dusts, you need to have a separate system because your dusts are all automatically cooked into ingots. So it makes it, Briggs has made it real fucking awkward. If you just leave it alone so that you could just put ingots in there still and get two bronze, it would have been fine. But he wants you to use his alloy smelter, and if you don't use that, you have to fucking jump through hoops. One thing I want to set up here, which I thought I'd set up on camera, is how to make some pretty cool stuff. Let's just do this real quick. The video may be getting a bit long. I wanted to make a thalmic harness, but I don't think I'm going to have time, so I might have to start next episode with that. There's a couple of things I want to make here. Really quickly, we need, what do we need? Oh, my head's gone blank. I really hope the update sorts this sorting issue out, because I like to have all this shit sorted. And it should all be in the cell order, so it should be in that order. So it should all be ingots, then all the gems, and all the crafting stuff should be at the bottom. But it's not working like that, as you know. Right, have I got any hardened glass in here? Don't even know if I've got any. I have. Excellent. I need some tin. I need some electrum. I could type in, search all this, of course, like so, but I'm trying to do it a bit quicker. Right, that's all I need at the minute, I think, so let's clear that. And I'm going to make a couple of patterns here. I'm going to make, first of all, I'm going to make a pattern for an energy cell frame, and then I'm going to make a pattern for a tesseract frame, and while I'm here, I'm going to make a pattern for redstone conduit. In fact, while I'm here, I might as well grab a bit of copper. From my omni wrench on the floor there, and I might as well also make a pattern for liquiduct. There we go. Oops, I didn't take the other one out, so I just copied the pattern over that one. There we go. That's better. Okay, so they can all go in there, and as I said, I'm going to put thermal expansion stuff down here. That can go over there. Energy conduit, energy cell frame, tesseract frame, liquiduct, Need to add how to make hardened glass into there and stuff as well, but that's all we need at the minute. So that stuff can go in there. And then I'm going to need to craft one of each of them things. Ah, that's actually interesting. I've cocked up a bit there. What I should... Oh no, I haven't. No. I think that's correct. Let's ah, yeah, it does. It's done it correct. Look, so it's saying that's actually going to craft me 4 energy conduits because it's a proper pattern. So it knows that it crafts 4, not just 1. So what I need to do now is craft one of each of them things. Just because I'm going to need them in a minute, so I'll craft one of them. And Christ, what else was the energy conduit? Craft one of them. Of course, that'll craft me 4 of them, not just 1. And where's the other frame? There it is. Tesseract frame. Craft one of them. So now, go back to our stored craftables, and they should all be in here somewhere. In fact, they'll all be in there because they haven't been given a place to go. So that's another good thing of having an unformatted one here. You can just find stuff in it pretty quick because anything obviously that I ain't got a home, will just drop straight into there. Unless, if I was keeping a stock of them, I would give them a home though. So that's only good. Sometimes, right, I need... Let me just take a stack of that for now. Let's take a stack of that. Alright. And now I need to make a pattern that uses 1 energy cell frame and oops, not 64. I don't want 64. I wanted 40. 1 energy cell frame and 40 redstone. Bollocks. And I need a full energy cell frame, so I actually need to make one of these first. That actually remembers stuff now though, which is pretty cool. I used to always forget. So what I need to do now is actually make this thing. So we'll do that by putting in energy cell frame there and 40 redstone into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're back in a sec when that's made. Sorry, this is going to take a little bit of time. What can I get meanwhile? I can get a couple of things. I can get a bit of redstone conduit. So we don't have to do that one. And I ain't got any tesseract frames made up, so that's okay. And okay, come on, hurry up. 27, 28, so that's going pretty quick. We'll be right on this. I'll be back when this is done. So I'm back, and sorry the video is getting real long again. It's like 42 minutes. I've just been and sorted that sword out, so it's now sharpness 5. Awesome. Right, so what I need in here, I needed this energy cell frame full to tell that what to craft, yeah? So now, 40 redstone and an energy cell frame gets me a full energy frame, so we put that into there, and then what we can do is... Oh, son of a bitch, I need an empty frame again. What I can do now is, that goes into there, like so. So this knows now, so that redstone and energy frame needs to go in there. And what I need is, I need an empty frame, because the empty frame has to go into yellow. But redstone is going to go red. And then in there, redstone is going to go yellow. But of course I need an empty frame to tell the empty frame to go in there. Alright, I'll break one more time, I'll come back. I'm going to sort the same out for the tesseract frame and for the conduit. I'll be back in a bit. So there we go again, final time. So in there now I've got empty cell frame, empty conduit, empty tesseract frame, redstone and ender pearl go red, so yellow stuff goes into the back of the liquid transposer, which is set for an input, and everything goes red, and then yellow goes into the back of the magma crucible, which is set as an input, outputs to the left, which is the other input on the liquid transposer, and that creates my recipe. I've made the other 2 recipes here. There's the one for the energy conduit, and there's the one for the tesseract frame. So all there is to do on top of that is to make a recipe for the actual final item, which I've done there, redstone energy cell, and I need to make one for the 3 different types of tesseracts. So then I can make all them on demand. So that's just using one magma crucible and liquid transposer. You can make all 3 of them, and as long as you do redstone energy cells one at a time, because obviously if you do more than one at a time, it's going to have more than a stack of redstone in there, so it could cause you issues. But that's the only caveat, I guess, is that redstone energy cells have to be one at a time. And of course, the tesseract frames, they use 4 ender pearls each, so they only stack in 16, so you can only make 4 of them at a time, really, just to stop things spilling out. Okay, well that's going to be it for this episode. It's getting too long, which is why I'm talking real quick. As always, I hope it was entertaining, and I hope you join me next time. Cheers. Bye.